In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to answer the interview question, tell me about yourself, if you are applying to become cabin crew. So if you have a cabin crew interview coming up soon for any airline whatsoever, make sure you stay tuned, watch the tutorial from start to finish, because it will make a significant difference, not just to your preparation, but to your performance on the day of your cabin crew interview. Now, to help you pass your cabin crew interview, this is what I will cover during this tutorial. Number one, I will tell you the 4 things you must include in your answer to the cabin crew interview question, tell me about yourself. Now, these 4 things are very easy to remember. Number 2, I will then give you a top scoring example scripted answer to the question, tell me about yourself, that will help you be the standout candidate at your interview. Number 3, I am then going to give you 8 power words to use in your cabin crew interview. Now, these 8 power words will resonate positively with the cabin crew recruitment team, so make sure you take note of them. And then number 4, I'm going to give you access to a full cabin crew interview training tutorial right here on YouTube. So there's 4 great reasons why you should stay tuned and watch this tutorial from start to finish. And just very quickly, tell me in the comment section below the video which airline you are being interviewed for. So it doesn't matter whether it's Emirates, BA, EasyJet, Wizz Air, Indigo, etc. Tell me the name of the airline and I will give you some specific tips to help you pass. And also just quickly give the video a like, because that tells me you find these tutorials useful and it motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, let's get straight into the tutorial. So why is it so important to give a strong and confident answer to that cabin crew interview question, tell me about yourself? Well, this is going to be the first interview question you will have to answer during your cabin crew interview. First impressions are very important when applying to become cabin crew. It's important because you need to build a positive connection with the cabin crew recruitment team, and also at the start of your cabin crew interview, you will most likely be the most nervous, and you can help yourself to overcome those interview nerves by giving a brilliant, outstanding answer to that first question. Tell me about yourself, because then that sets you up with confidence for the rest of your interview. Now, what 4 things should you include in your answer to the question, tell me about yourself, when you are applying to become cabin crew? Let's work through them. So, the 4 things that you should include stand for STEP, S-T-E-P. And I'll work through these with you in a second. But when you go to your cabin crew interview and you sit down in the chair, you know they are going to say to you either introduce yourself or tell me about yourself. Always remember the structure STEP when answering the question, tell me about yourself. So S stands for you talking about the skills and qualities you have that are a match for the role of cabin crew. And don't forget, in a second, I'm going to give you an example scripted answer that follows the STEP structure. So S stands for the skills and qualities you have that are a match for the role of cabin crew. You then tell the interviewer the type of person you are and what you will be like in the role of cabin crew for their airline. E is where you give evidence of any previous experience you have that is relevant to the position of cabin crew. So your previous experience could include customer service, working as part of a team, and also following safety rules and procedures. So E is where you give evidence of any previous experience you have that is relevant to the position of cabin crew. And then you finish off your answer to that question, tell me about yourself, by explaining how passionate you are about wanting to work for their airline. So remember, the majority of cabin crew candidates do not care which airline they work for. But the cabin crew recruitment team understandably want to take people on who are passionate about their airline. So make sure you mention that at the end of your answer. So let me now give you a scripted response to that interview question, tell me about yourself, for cabin crew. And I will then give you those 8 power words and also access to that full cabin crew interview training tutorial. Take note of this answer. Here we go. Tell me about yourself. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be interviewed for this cabin crew position with your airline today. Before applying, I thoroughly read and studied the job description to ensure I had the skills and qualities to excel in the role. I am safety focused. I can be relied upon to adhere to strict rules, guidelines and training procedures. And I have the experience to take good care of your passengers during flights whilst acting as a positive role model for the airline. Now, I understand how important it is as cabin crew to provide an efficient, safe and quality service to passengers, which encourages them to use the airline again in the future. I already have the evidence and transferable skills that I believe will add value to your airline. For example, in my previous role, I dealt with customers on a daily basis, including promptly and professionally resolving customer complaints. In my duties, I always focused on achieving a positive outcome and experience for all customers. My personal life is stable and flexible, which means I will be available to help out at short notice to cover sickness or additional flights whenever needed to help the airline maintain full operational capacity. I am very passionate about the prospect of becoming cabin crew with your airline. I have studied the airline in detail and I am attracted to your values, the fact you continue to win industry recognised awards, and how you train your staff to be the best versions of themselves possible. That's a really good answer, a great answer to that first cabin crew interview question. Tell me about yourself. Now, in a second, I'm going to give you those 8 brilliant power words to use during your cabin crew interview. But if you want to download that answer and my full set of cabin crew interview questions and top scoring answers in a PDF guide, so you can literally have it in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, you can click that link in the top right hand corner of the video when you are ready. Let's now work through those 8 power words that you can use throughout the duration of your cabin crew interview. Take note of these words. The first one is safety conscious. Now, being safety conscious means that you understand that this is a safety critical role. Being cabin crew is a safety critical role. It's got high levels of responsibility because you are taking care of passengers and your co-workers. Now, cabin crew are there primarily for the safety and comfort of passengers. Take a note of that. Talk about that during your cabin crew interview. The next power word is adaptable. Tell the cabin crew recruitment team you are adaptable, of course, if you are. Now, airlines need cabin crew who can cover shifts at short notice when needed. So if your personal life is flexible and adaptable, mention this in your answers to the questions. The next power word is commercially aware. Now, if you are commercially aware, it means that you understand the importance of providing exceptional service during flights, because that means passengers will use the airline again. So remember, airlines are competing with each other. They are fighting for passengers' custom, and the only way that passengers will come back to that airline is if they receive brilliant service. The next power word is positive. Now, airlines obviously want to employ people, cabin crew, who are positive in their demeanour, positive about change, and also who take ownership of difficult challenges. The next power word is diligent. I love this one. If you are diligent as cabin crew, you are hardworking, you remain calm under pressure, you have high standards, and you can easily follow strict rules and procedures. The next power word is organised. Now, cabin crew, they must be organised. They must have strong attention to detail skills, and they must be reliable and punctual. You can't ring up and say, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm going to miss the flight. You have to be organised. You have to prepare yourself in advance and make sure that you always turn up on time and you do your duties as per your training and the operational procedures implemented by the airline you are working for. The next power word to use is culturally aware. Now remember, society is diverse. Therefore, to be competent as cabin crew, you must be sensitive to people's needs and always demonstrate respect with whomever you come into contact with, whether it's passengers, pilots, ground crew, airport staff, and also other cabin crew workers who form part of your team. So you have to be culturally aware and always demonstrate dignity and respect. Very important. The final one is being an excellent communicator. Now, cabin crew, have to communicate confidently, but also they have to demonstrate empathy and understanding when needed. So you must adapt your style of communication to the person or situation you are faced with. So if you are dealing with a mother who has a child who's quite upset during a flight, that will take a very different style of communication to someone who is under the influence of alcohol, for example. So you need to have an adaptable and flexible style of communication that suits the situation you are dealing with as cabin crew. So, do you want access to that cabin crew interview training tutorial? Yes, of course you do. Click the link at the top of this video. Head through to my next video right here on YouTube. It's a fantastic tutorial. It's 18 minutes long. I give you some really important cabin crew interview tips, but I also, more importantly, give you model example answers that will help you prepare fully for your cabin crew interview. It's applicable for all airlines. Make sure you check that out. And finally, don't forget, if you want to download my model answers, click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video. You can go straight through to my website. You can have that guide downloaded as a PDF document in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's going to put you ahead of the competition at your forthcoming cabin crew interview. Again, the sample answers are applicable for all airlines. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We have over 2 million subscribers, literally thousands of you, and I mean thousands of you, are passing your job interviews as a result of these tutorials. And I can only help you if you are subscribed. Please also give the video a like, because that tells me you find these tutorials useful and it motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your cabin crew interview. Have a brilliant day.